Hello, everyone. It's Adam Caplan here for SportsGrid, and here we are with DeAndre Carter of not the Oakland Raiders, but the Las Vegas Raiders.
Vegas.
Where we are having the Super Bowl. So, DeAndre, welcome to our set here.
Thank you.
You're home. You're here in Las Vegas with the Raiders. I have not been out here since they've had football, since they moved it here.
Right.
I know you grew up in the Bay Area, but you're a Raider. Is it crazy having the Super Bowl here? Right here in Las Vegas?
It is. It's quiet. It's pretty wild. And just seeing, the setup, everything it takes to, to get set up for an event like this has been wild. You get a whole bunch of people coming in, people that you see on TV and stuff like that. It's been a pretty dope experience, sure.
Playing here with the Raiders, I've been coming really to this area since 1989, where there may have been 6 hotels. Now there might be 3 dozen of them.
Yeah.
See how they built this town up?
Yep.
But playing here in a gambling town, it doesn't register with me. What it's like playing in this town?
Yeah, I think Vegas kind of get like a bad rap, or not a bad rap, but people think you come here and it's just party and clubs and stuff like that. It's not really like that. Like I live probably 20 minutes from the Strip. I only come down here maybe once every couple weeks or something like that. I really only come down here when I'm going to dinner or something like that.
Sure.
So if you want to be in the mix, like obviously you can. There's stuff that you can get into.
Sure.
But if you don't want to be, you can be out the way and just chill.
You've had a very unique career. You've been with how many teams?
9 teams now.
And how many years have you been in the league?
10. Well, going on 10. Sorry.
Okay. So first of all, how many teams have you been with? Like more than a season?
I was with the Houston for 3 years, and that's the only team that I've spent multiple years with.
I got to ask this question because we hear about players being traded and free agents and so forth. How do you get used to being moved from team to team to team?
It's difficult, don't get me wrong, but once you've done it a couple times, you kind of, like you said, get used to it a little bit. You kind of, in the offseason, most people have like a home base, like wherever you're from or where you want to live at permanently. So I do that, and then you just go to wherever the city you playing in for work during the season and go back home.
So you grew up in the Bay Area, correct?
Yep.
Okay, were you a Raider fan, Niner fan? Who were you a fan of?
I was actually a Niner fan growing up, but my whole entire family is Raider fans. So it was pretty dope for me to be able to play for my family's favorite team this year. So was a dope experience for sure. But I grew up a Niner fan, so Raider fans don't kill me.
So speaking of you being a fan, and you're also a football player, do you lose the fandom as you got older when you went to Sacramento State, correct? At what point do you go, okay, this is my vocation, I'm going to be a football player? When did you know you're going to be an NFL guy, or just when did you know football would be your deal?
I started playing football when I was 10 years old. When I started playing, it was my dream to go to the NFL. I would say probably my junior year of college, I started to realize it was kind of like going to happen, be a reality. Had a pretty good year there, and scouts and stuff started coming around, and so started to become a little bit of a reality, and started preparing for it then.
Now you played for so many teams. There's a secret, though. People still want you.
Yeah.
What's the secret to your longevity to still be in the game?
I think I've been able to create a niche for myself in the league. I'm a return specialist, some people would say. And not everybody can do this. So, a difficult job, kind of. But I've been able to, stay around and, be on teams, being a team's returner, and then being able to play receiver as well has helped me too.
Now, do you find, because let's face it, not a lot of balls are kicked off or returned anymore because the game has changed. Do you find it harder to get work because of that?
I wouldn't say it's harder to get on a team because of that. I think you see a little less, this how way the game's going now, safety of the league, safety of the players and all that stuff. Which I'm 100% with safety for the players, but you get just less opportunities to make plays in the games. I would say not necessarily less opportunities to be on teams, but to make an impact on the game.
All right. So one of the big reasons why you're here is to talk about something near and dear to your heart. Right. Explain to everyone why you're here.
Yeah, I'm here this week. We're on Radio Row right now. I'm here to support. I teamed up with NFL Alumni Health, who also teamed up with Beyond Type 1, an organization that's dedicated to pushing out information, educating people on Type 1 diabetes. It's a cause that's near and dear to my heart because I have Type 1 diabetes myself. And Beyond Type 1, really their main initiative is just trying to get information out to people so they can know what symptoms to look for prior to diagnosis or leading up, so it's not like a dramatic event where you got to go to the ER when you're getting diagnosed.
Sure.
Some of those symptoms include like excessive thirst, excessive weight loss or like rapid weight loss.
Do you have these symptoms?
Yeah, so I got diagnosed when I was 14 years old. Probably a month before my diagnosis, I started like I had unquenchable thirst, like just drinking all the time. A lot like increased urination, like an abnormal amount of urination, tired, fatigue, all those things. So I went through all that, and then I went to a football practice my freshman year of high school, passed out. Coach sent me home.
Oh, boy.
Was throwing up and all type of stuff when I got home. So my dad took me to the ER, and then I got diagnosed then. When I got there, my blood sugar was like 850 something.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's supposed to be in the low 100s.
Sure,
right?
sure.
So the doctor said, if I didn't go in when I did, it could have got really bad.
Oh, boy.
So things like that. So I had all those signs and symptoms leading up to, but I didn't know anything about it, you know. And growing up, like type 2 diabetes runs in my family. Which is the type of diabetes that I feel like most people know about. You know, you can get rid of that with exercise and healthy diet and things like that. Type 1, I'm insulin dependent. There's no cure. And so at the time, I like, there's no way I would think that I'm 14 in shape playing football. You know, never would have thought about it. But that's what Beyond Type 1 is doing, trying to get people to recognize those signs and give them information and resources to be able to go get screened and figure that stuff out.
Before we get out of here, as a football player, what are you taking? Because I got to think that's tough. Is there a time of day you take your insulin shot? Like, how does this work for you?
Right. So, football-wise, I take my insulin before every meal, and I take a different type of insulin before I go to sleep at night. But playing with it, dealing with it while I'm playing football, like I'll check my blood sugar between every quarter during the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, between every quarter.
Oh, man.
Throughout practice, stuff like that. Just staying on top of it, make sure I'm not going too low, not going too high.
Cool.
It's definitely, and one of the reasons why I wanted to join this initiative, this week, was just to let kids know that regardless, like you can have this diagnosis and still live your life and do whatever it is that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not a death sentence whatsoever. Right. I've had it since I was 14, and I'm going on year 10 in the NFL.
Wow.
So as long as you stay on top of it, manage it, stay on top of your blood sugar, sky's still the limit. You can still do whatever you want to do.
All right. Is there anywhere we can go? A website or anything like that?
So if you want to check out more information, go to beyondtype1.org. Once again, that's beyondtype1.org for all the information on screening, and they got a plethora of information on that website for you.
Appreciate your information, DeAndre. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
For DeAndre Carter, I'm Adam Caplan.
Thank you for having me.